At the onset of the 2003 Supercross season, it appeared as if we would be watching Ricky Carmichael go unchallenged to a third Supercross title. But we were very wrong. For only the third time in the history of Supercross, the title chase has come down to the final event of the season. Australian Chad Reed, with 5 consecutive wins, has the momentum and nothing to lose, while defending champion Ricky Carmichael holds the points lead and is more than just a little determined to beat Chad here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and clinch a third Supercross title. This is the final stop of the THQ World Supercross GP and the AMA Supercross Series. Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada for the THQ World Supercross GP and the AMA Supercross Series, and what a night it'll be. A town which hosts title fights all the time is going to have a heavyweight battle tonight, folks. And we welcome you once again, Todd Harris, along with the champ, David Bailey. Well, it all comes down to this: Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed, and if Salt Lake City is any indication, it's going to be a good one tonight.
It's going to be good, and I can relate. I was in this position, a 10-point lead over Mark Barnett, and it was close, but I did win it. This is what happened. I thought we might see all this here in Vegas. It started a week early. Chad Reed putting Ricky down. Didn't really do anything wrong, but you see Ferry jumping into the way of Ricky right there. There was some tempers after the race, but it was all said and done. Chad Reed, number 22, win number 5, and a lot of confidence.
Confidence indeed, and you can see the disappointment on Ricky Carmichael's face as he discussed with the folks from Yamaha what took place on the track. Bottom line, Ricky Carmichael has to settle for seconds. We look at the Honda Series standings. It's Carmichael with a lead, but only a 10-point lead over Chad Reed. Bottom line, if he gets 5th or better, he is into the championship, and we'll see if Ricky Carmichael goes for that championship or not. Also, we've got a battle within a battle. The Privateers, Ryan Clark and Keith Johnson, and a lot of money on the line there as well.
Well, that's great for those guys, and it's the same battle, the same gap between them, 10 points as well. So, you know, back there in the pack, a crash in the first turn, something like that can happen here and really spoil it for those guys. But either way, they both get paid a lot.
A lot of money indeed. As we take a look at the THQ World Supercross GP standings, Chad Reed has already claimed that title and the $100,000 check that goes along with it. But Chad's a greedy man. He wants another $100 grand and another title, and that is what is on the line tonight. And Cameron Steele is standing by with a guy who can relate to the position that Chad Reed is in. Cameron.
Well, as they say, it's never over until the fat lady sings, and no one knows better than 3-time Supercross champion Jeff Stanton. Jeff, in 1992, you were in the same position, basically, that Chad Reed is in right now. You had to win. Damon Bradshaw to finish worse than 4th place. It happened. Can you believe it happened?
No, not really. You know, I had a terrible day that day and didn't qualify out of the heat race and had to ride the semi, and I just said, oh, man, what happens happened. Went out, pulled the whole shot, had an awesome race, and, you know, the chips fell just perfect for me behind me, and ended up winning the championship by a couple of points.
All right, inside dirt from Jeff Stanton. Is Ricky going for the win, or is he going to play it conservative?
Championship.
There you go, playing a little tight tonight. Ricky Carmichael, will it work for him? That's the question. You play a little tight, anything can happen, but we're going to see what comes up right away.
All right, thank you, Cameron. It's now time to take a look at the THQ track map from Las Vegas, David.
Very similar start to what we saw last week in Salt Lake. I expect to see a lot of action there in the main event. The rhythm section right off the bat into a small triple that leads you into the big triple. After that, another rhythm section, and then a technical section where they got to jump on the plateau, back off of it to get a nice run at the triple on the far side. And after that left-hand corner, the long whoop section leading up to the finish line. We're seeing a lot of action there in the practices. I expect it to get better. After this, they cross the finish line. It's over that section, and you're done.
250, heat number 1 on the line here in Las Vegas and Sam Boyd Stadium. Earlier, we had a big windstorm go through, but right now the flags are starting to calm down just a little bit. I know the fans, David, hoping it calms down because these guys are going to kick it big time as we take a look at the Nissan starting grid. And the name that really jumps out at you, number 22, Chad Reed, the Australian on board the Yamaha Motor Corp Bridgestone rider. Ernesto Fonseca's here, as is Heath Voss, Keith Johnson, and Ryan Clark.
You notice that number 24, Ernesto Fonseca, Ricky Carmichael's teammate, lined up just to the inside of Chad Reed. Just a little bit of stuff. Maybe he would have started there anyway, but I don't know, kind of a coincidence, don't you think?
The 30 board is up. We're waiting for it to go sideways, and everyone in Vegas right now has their eyes tuned as the board goes sideways. This is 250.
he wheelied a little bit right away, but he was able to correct that with the clutch and just get an elbow over in front of Fonseca and eliminate that possible tactic. Now he has nobody in his way, and in my opinion, nobody that can really catch him. He's got a cluster of riders back there in second battling, but none of whom have anything for this guy.
Number 22, Chad Reed is your leader, the young man who is such... it's just amazing how he came from the 125 East last year, comes on board, basically a rookie in the 250, and did not miss a beat.
Now, he was pretty impressive last year, the way he went into the 125 East and ran away with all but one of the races, just the last one. And he started off like that here in Supercross in the 250 class by winning the first race at Anaheim. I think he got a little bit wrapped up in the potential of winning the championship, made a couple of mistakes. Those 2 6th places are killing him. Just if he could have got a 3rd or a 2nd in place of one of those 6 places, we'd have a real showdown here.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is no longer just an American-dominated sport. The man out in front is Australian. The man in second place, almost past, is Reyes from Mexico. Voss, the American, sits in 3rd, now trying to move up. He gets 2nd. And in 4th is Ernesto Fonseca from Costa Rica. So a truly international field here at Sam Boyd Stadium. But the class of the field right now, number 22 on board the Yamaha is Chad Reed. Ernesto Fonseca now trying to pick up another position, and he moves into 3rd.
Yeah, it surprises me that he didn't get that great of a start. He rails out of that corner, triples the finish line, moves up into 3rd. He's got Voss ahead of him, but you can see just to the other side of that picture right there. They can see it as they come through there. Chad Reed already an 8-second lead. His first lap in the books, a 54.2 on fire. A 2nd faster than what he was doing in practice. The guy knows how to step up.
Well, Chad Reed turning a lap, as you pointed out, 3 seconds faster. What do you think the chances that number 4 is watching this race?
Absolutely. He's watching every little bit. They've got spotters out there. There's video cameras on this. There's radios, headsets. You got the eagle eyes of Eric Kehoe and Jeff Stanton all taking a look at what Chad Reed is doing to be so dominant. I mean, Fonseca, not more than a few minutes ago, was side by side with Chad Reed. Now Reed's already over the finish line, past the starting line as Fonseca moves up into 2nd, but it's a distant 2nd.
We'll be back to Las Vegas, Nevada and Sam Boyd Stadium for the conclusion of 250 heat number 1 after this. The THQ World... Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is 250 heat number 1 in progress. Your leader, number 22, Chad Reed. Chad Reed has been phenomenal this year, number 22 on the Yamaha. What a find for them. I think they even thought, he'll give him some running, but with 3 laps to go, this kid is putting on a showing. He's not letting up. Remind the viewers at home, David, the fastest lap does get the choice in the main event, and lane choice is so key.
Well, I'll be anxious to see what happens when it comes down to, if Chad has the fastest heat and the fastest heat race, lap times and total time, he will have to line up first. And then Carmichael could line up to the inside of him, let's say. So I'm wondering if anything happens there towards the end. These guys hang back and force the other rider to have to make the first move.
Well, with just 2 laps to go now, Chad Reed is just looking phenomenal. This kid, you can't say enough about him. He originally comes to us from Curry, New South Wales, Australia. He's a U.S. resident in Menifee, California. 21 years of age, goes 5'11", 170. So he's not a big kid, but he just manhandles that 250.
Well, now he's up to an 18-second lead in 7 laps. Can you imagine what's going to happen in 20? So, yeah, those team orders you were worried about with Fonseca, that's not going to be happening until these guys are getting lapped.
Yeah, unless they jump a lane, I guess. This is 250 heat number 1. We've got 20 riders going 8 laps. The top 4 will go to the main event. 5 through 20 will go to semi number 1. And you can bet Ricky Carmichael's going to have nothing to do with any semi racing. He wants to check in, check out, get back to the trailer, talk to the coaches, Stan and the boys will get with him, say this is what you need to do. As the white flag comes out for Chad Reed, it'll be interesting to see if he puts on a show for the fans or if he just business as usual.
We might see a knack-knack out of him. He's done a few of those. McGrath kind of getting a kick out of that. The guy that everyone says, and I started saying it last year, how much Chad Reed looked like McGrath and modeled himself after Jeremy. Able to do the knack-knack. Little signal to the crowd right there. And while he's just in cruise control, busting out 55-second lap time, not even breathing hard, that's still faster than what Fonseca has been able to do so far. The best lap for anybody else in the race is still a 56.
He is 2 seconds faster. Do the math at home. If they go 8 laps and he's 2 seconds faster, you're looking at 15 to 20 seconds quicker than everyone else. The man who takes it, number 22. Look at this. You know, he's just a showman. He understands the sport is about the fans and putting people in the stadium, but he also wants to win the titles. We pointed out he already has one with the THQ World Supercross GP, and he picks up a heat win here. Salutes the fans at Sam Boyd Stadium, but heat number 1 goes to Chad Reed. And we've got a battle back in the pack. Remember, the top 4 to the main event, and how critical is this not to have to race anymore? Reed is in, and the 2 privateers, the guys we talked about at the top of the show, battling for that position. Someone's going to drive away with a new truck tonight.
Now, Johnson, number 35, has the edge on Clark going in for the top privateer honors, but it looks like well, it looks like both these guys are going to end up having to ride in the semi. So
Clark gets it over Johnson, so both of them move in. As we take a look at the Honda Heat 1 official results, it's Chad Reed, Ernesto Fonseca, Voss, and Demuth all moving on to the main event. For everyone else, it's a trip to semifinal number 1. Right now, let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Well, over the last 5 Supercrosses, Chad Reed has become the hunter. Chad throwing a wrench in Ricky Carmichael's spokes, so to speak. He wants his championship, and I want to ask you, with only 10 points separating you guys, it's not impossible for you to win. What Ricky Carmichael do you think you're going to see tonight?
I think that we're going to see a Ricky Carmichael that's going to be out there to protect his championship. Definitely, if he doesn't get a good start. If he gets a good start, I think that, you know, he's the kind of guy that's going to go out there and, you know, want to win his last race before he wraps up the championship. But, you know, I'm really not worried about Ricky Carmichael right now. I just got to go out there and do the best that Chad Reed can do. And, you know, that's to get a whole shot, run away, and, you know, let those guys fight amongst themselves. You know, I want to thank all the people that are helping me out, the guys at Thor and Putson and Yamaha, Bridgestone Scott, my mechanic Dave, and my girlfriend Ellie, and Jeff Spencer. We're all doing a great job, and we're ready to win the race, and, you know, hopefully the championship comes our way. Get some rain.
We'll see what happens in the main.
Thanks, Cameron.
All of us wish we could ride like Jeremy McGrath, Travis Pastrana, and Ricky Carmichael, but the reality is most of us can't. But thanks to THQ, not only can we ride with the guys, but we can beat them. I'm standing here in THQ with Rob Baumsteiger. That is a hard name to say, but you guys have a lot going on here in the THQ pits. What's going on today?
Well, today we're showing MX Unleashed, which is our new motocross game by Rainbow Studios, and we're showing to the public. It's the first time we've ever shown the game in public, and being well received. We had Brock Sellers here this morning playing the game, and he was like, man, that looks like me going through the whoop, heads bouncing, arms are flailing around, and it's pretty much, you know, we're trying to imitate real life. So the only way to imitate real life is to do it through physics. And it's been a lot of work, but it's paying off.
I just saw Grant Langston cruise out of there. He's checking out the game.
Yeah, Grant's one of our riders. Actually, we can bring Grant in here right now. Grant's been something THQ sponsored for the last 2 or 3 years, and we're coming over to do some headshots right now so we can get him in the game.
Playing the game?
Always. I'm a PlayStation junkie.
You said that they're so real now that the riders actually look like what you guys look going through the woods.
It's pretty good. I mean, the only thing is I don't crash as much on the game as I do in real life, so that's a good thing.
This is 250 heat number 2 as we take a look at the THQ starting grid. Ricky Carmichael, the 2-time defending champion, looking to make it 3. He'll be joined by Wade Ferry Ward. Hamblin's in there. Sean Hamblin's been riding well, as is Greg Schnell and Casey Lytle. Tyler Evans, my guy from ECC Suzuki, and the rest of the crew. Now, I got to ask you, how much does this shake it up, though, having Timmy Ferry in there with Ricky Carmichael?
A little bit, especially after last week, but they talked things over after the race. Now, if you look where Ricky's lined up, to his right, he's got Sean Hamblin there in the green. A great starter. He's been just nipping these hole shots lately.
As the 30 board goes up, Carmichael eyeing that, and the new helmet comes out, and the digital camo. That's got to be a message in there somewhere.
He's dressed for battle. This is the great place where so many battles have been settled here in Las Vegas. The sign is sideways.
The 30 board goes sideways, and everyone in Sam Boyd Stadium comes up. Ricky Carmichael with a great start, goes to the front, but it's number 10, Larry Ward, who gets the whole shot. Carmichael will settle in behind him in second, and there he is, Tim Ferry on the outside. So Larry Ward, the man who just keeps living more than 9 lives. The cat strikes again, but Carmichael in tow We'll see how long it takes for Ricky Carmichael to make the pass and move into first.
Well, I'd look at the whoops that first lap. He's been struggling compared to Chad Reed. Not every time, but sometimes through the whoop section. But I think he's going to be quite a bit faster than Larry Ward is going to be through there. And Ferry seemed like to be so careful next to Ricky that he left the door open. There goes Carmichael. And he left the door open to let Hamlin in there for third. So now Ricky's got a lot of space between himself and Tim Ferry.
Ricky Carmichael, number 4, the two-time defending champ, out in front. Larry Ward also on board a Honda in second. Number 33, Sean Hamlin sits in third. And number 15, the Team Yamaha rider, Tim Ferry, Red Dog, sits in fourth. But it's all about Carmichael right now as we look at the pass one more time.
Well, Larry Ward with his long legs, I figured he can get through the whoops well, but Carmichael's just going to go in there so much more aggressive. I expected it, and he did it. Made me look smart. So now he's got the lead. He's got a Honda in second. And you can think of as maybe a little bit of a buffer just to keep Ricky out of trouble. I don't know if that's what Ward's thinking about, but, you know, there's a couple of Hondas, and Ricky definitely needs to stay away from any kind of problems that will come up from behind. And he's getting away from these guys. I don't see him really having any trouble. There's Tim Ferry in the blue, coming right up the middle.
Sean Hamlin on the inside, number 33, the Suzuki rider, trying to get around Ward. Ward does his job, closes the door down. This is 250, heat number 2. We got 20 riders going 8 laps, top 4 to the main, 5 through 20 to semifinal number 2.
You know, the thing that Ward gets sideways and Hamlin gets around. It's such a tight track, you cannot afford a mistake. Ward made a tiny one.
Lost 2 positions.
Yeah, now these guys wondering if they can get around, after having got around Larry Ward, if they're going to have something for Carmichael out front, who didn't have that fast of a first lap. 55.2. He's got to get it down to the high 53s or 53.7 to match what Reed did in that first heat.
Clark Stiles down at the end of the track. He just dumps his bike way in the back. He'll be going to a semi. Ricky Carmichael, though, we watched him in practice, David. He looked aggressive. He looked fast, and I think that's exactly what he's got to do. He can't think about Chad Reed. I know he's got to protect that title, but do you think he's the kind of kid that rides and plays it safe and says, oh, I'll get fourth, it'll be fine?
Well, you know, I think we saw that kid that was trying to play it safe as Ferry just flies out off of that last jump before they cross the starting line to try to get a run at Hamlin. He's just trying to apply the pressure and try different things and keep Hamlin guessing. But, you know, we saw a conservative Ricky Carmichael, I believe, in these last 5 races. And it doesn't work. So I think he's going to go out there and race hard. So far, he's doing that. He's starting to stretch it out from these guys a little bit, let them battle amongst themselves, like we just heard from Chad Reed. That's the best plan. Get out front and just, if it's in the cards for you to win the title, then it's in the cards. But you can't really worry about what goes on behind you. Ferry doing all he can to get by Hamlin. Hamlin had an answer for him, but Ferry had one more little trick. He's now securely into second place.
When we return to Las Vegas, Nevada, we'll have the conclusion of 250 heat number 2. Your leader, Ricky Carmichael, plus the Thor rider profile.
Next.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and Sam Boyd Stadium. We're in the midst of 250 heat number 2 with just a few laps to go. Your leader, number 4, Ricky Carmichael. There you see Ricky's mechanic, Mike Gosler, waving him on, giving him some words of encouragement and maybe some strategy on that pit board. Ricky well in control of this race. Is this a situation where he knows that Chad's going to be watching this and Chad was watching his? Do you save a little something for the main event?
Well, you know, I think these guys could just overthink it. You know, I mean, how tough has it been for Ricky Carmichael? His worst finish all year was a 4th in Phoenix, and that was a crash, and that's when there was so many more riders back in the field. Right now, you know, I think pretty much everybody here at this stadium and watching it on TV realizes that it wouldn't take much for Carmichael, even if he fell in the first turn, to get back up into the top 3. He only needs 5th. That's if Chad wins it. So I kind of expect to see some weird things going on behind the lead tonight. Somebody like Ferry getting the whole shot, or Larry Ward and Ricky and Reed in a battle.
Well, as David points out, Ricky Carmichael, number 4, on the podium, 15 of 16 races, so he is certainly no stranger to the bubbly parade afterwards. But here's a kid who does not like second, does not care for third. He thinks second is the first loser. He always wants to be on the top, and he trains for it. Shaking hands with him the other day, the guy's got Popeye forearms. I mean, he's got the bike, he's got the skills, he's got the people backing him to pull it off, and he probably will. Let's not forget that. He probably will get the title, but I think Chad Reed has certainly served notice for the next year or two.
Yeah, Chad's got the speed, he's got the finesse, he's got a little bit more leverage than Ricky, but I'll tell you what, Ricky, as small as he is out there compared to all these guys, especially Larry Ward, who hole shot it right in front of him, he's like a piece of iron. You know, to see him go down last week as hard as he did and swamp through the whoops like that and just hang on to this thing and just pin it right back out of the corners.
Your winner in heat number 2 of the 250 is Ricky Carmichael, picking up the victory, so he will have a good position on the starting line when the main event comes around. Tim Ferry picks up second. Larry Ward, the man who got the hole shot, looks like he will get fourth as Sean Hamlin comes through for third. And number 10, Larry Ward, picking up the final transfer position. Remember, 1 through 4 to the main automatically. 5 through 20 will have to go to semifinal number 2. As we take a look at the Suzuki Heat 2 official results, it is Carmichael, Ferry, Hamlin, and Ward. Right now, let's send it down to Cameron.
Well, another great heat race for Ricky Carmichael, the 2-time Supercross champion. And Ricky, the last 2 championships seem to come easily. This time, you're racing to the last race, which hasn't happened since 1997. How does that change your game plan?
No game plan, really. I just need to go out there and stay on 2 wheels, obviously, and, you know, try to get that Honda up front and you know, get in the top 5. A win would be great, but I want that #1 plate, man.
The #1 plate is all that matters. The win, secondary?
At this point, secondary. You know, I definitely never going to settle for second, but I definitely don't want to be on the ground. You know, I want this title as well as Honda and all my sponsors. We worked really hard, and, you know, it's all up to me. Everyone's done all that they can do, all my supporters, and I have to pull through tonight.
We look forward to a great main event. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Cameron. It's now time for the Thor Rider Profile.
Join me now is 2-time defending Supercross champion Ricky Carmichael. And Ricky, I want to ask you, it seems like last year it was so easy for you. This year, tougher. Are you surprised that it's come down to the final round?
A little bit, but, you know, it's fun. It's something new for me and something to look forward to and try to wrap it up here at the last race.
Maybe a different challenge for Ricky. He's normally used to running away with races and series. This time a little bit tougher. The battle with Chad Reed. You're coming in, you have a 10-point lead. You have to get 5th or better if Chad wins. Do you play the strategy any different, or is it just Ricky Carmichael going for the win?
You know, I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can. The championship is the main thing, and, you know, anything other than that is a bonus this weekend. So I want to go out there and just worry about myself and no one else, and I should be fine.
Right on. Stay away from trouble is the key, probably, too. Last week, I don't know if it was a takeout pass or what. I'm sure you want to forget about it, but there was some close racing going on.
Yeah, there was some close racing, but, you know, this weekend it's all about myself, and I'm not worried about anyone else, and do my own thing.
The champion is usually smarter than everybody else on the track, and we'll see how it plays out here in Las Vegas.
Time now for the Honda flashback. Last year in Las Vegas, Kyle Lewis pulled the whole shot of the 250 main, but his lead did not last for long. Just a few corners into the first lap, Carmichael took over and checked out for his 11th win of the season and a repeat in Vegas. Hey, if you can't join us in person, remember you can always join us live on www.sxgp.com. The 250 main event from Las Vegas, Nevada is next. Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's now time for our Nissan qualifying highlights as we look back first to semifinal number 1.
Number 23, Kyle Lewis, coming back from injury, grabs the whole shot, but number 35, Keith Johnson, took over the lead until an aggressive move by Ryan Clark. The two privateers battling. Keith Johnson applied the pressure on the final lap and forced Clark into a mistake through the whoops, dancing all around with the bike. He handed the lead right back to Johnson for the win. This was Clark's look at the crash.
Johnson would pick up the victory in semi number 1, really putting the pressure on for the top privateer honors. In semifinal number 2, it was a mystery how he got there, but when he got there, Nick Wade didn't check out.
Well, I wonder what he was doing in there, but he ran a flawless race as Isaiah Johnson hooks up with Tyler Evans trying to come through the pack, drug his motorcycle a little ways.
Nick Wade picks up the victory in semi 2, and that would set up a very exciting LCQ. Remember Tyler Evans getting his bike drug? Well, this time he was out there to prove something. A lot of great passing going on. from the get-go.
Oh, as Clark Stiles ran a very simple race out front, it got a little dicey in the back for Tyler Evans. Dyson 3 wide, eventually taken over the spot, but he still had room to go and ran out of real estate.
Tyler Evans would finish out of the top 2 positions. Clark Stiles, however, made it look easy. He would go on and win the LCQ. And those are your Nissan qualifying results. It's the 250 main event from Las Vegas, Nevada. 20 riders going 20 laps. And oh, by the way, there's a title on the line as we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid. Reed and Carmichael, the 2 main players. Factor in Ernesto Fonseca and Tim Ferry. Then it's Heath Voss and Sean Hamlin. Larry Ward also in there. And Greg Schnell, Kyle Lewis, Joe Aloff, and the rest of the crew. Ricky Carmichael, the 2-time defending champion. Chad Reed is number 22, just on the left side of your picture. He is the man who is trying to take away what Ricky rightfully believes is his, a 3rd title. Chad Reed is a rookie from Australia on the Yamaha. Number 24 is Ernesto Fonseca. He also is a Honda rider. So really what you have is Honda and Yamaha doing battle. They say no team riding. Instructions have been given.
And there's Tim Ferry getting his instructions.
Exactly.
He is lined up just to the inside of Ricky, as Ricky's teammate Fonseca is lined up just to the inside of Reed. So the first corner is going to be interesting. The 32nd board has been up for a bit. It'll go sideways. At that point, it'll be a minimum of 5 seconds before that gate drops, and it's on.
20 laps of pure adrenaline from Las Vegas, Nevada, Sam Boyd Stadium. This is the final event of the Supercross year. Ricky Carmichael with a 10-point lead over Chad Reed, and the 30 board is sideways. And a great stop for all our riders. Ricky Carmichael gets a little sideways. It's 22, Chad Reed, who gets the whole shot. Ricky Carmichael on the inside, currently sitting in fourth.
Carmichael trying to stay out of trouble. He's got Heath Voss in there. He'd love to get around him and just have it be he and Chad out in front.
So Chad Reed rolls the dice, and it comes up snake eyes. This time the double deuce is out in front. The Thunder from down under. Chad Reed, the rookie on the 250 series, has got himself a lead. Ricky Carmichael in 3rd, and looks like he might pick up another position. But remember, folks, if Carmichael finishes in the top 5, the title is his.
Well, so far so good. He knows what to do from this position. He's been here a million times. What's killing him is to see Chad Reed getting away. But this isn't the night to go and really battle and prove who's the best. The best will be proved by who has the #1 plate at the end of the night. And if Carmichael stays anywhere near where he is right now, he's going to have it. That $1 million bonus check that goes with it.
Whoa, getting a little close, Ricky. I know folks at Honda right now are saying worked out magic, and here it is.
Beautiful move.
Carmichael squares it off. He'll get a quicker run out of the corner. And he gets past Voss, so here it is.
He's got to be nervous. With any blues surrounding him, he has no idea what their intentions are. He can only assume. And he was so glad. You can see how aggressive he was, too, to just try to get away. Now Larry Ward, also on a Honda, is getting around Heath Voss, so Ricky will be a touch more comfortable. And here comes Fonseca. This got a little close. That wasn't Voss doing anything on purpose. He was just taking his line, and Ricky was running out of room, but a beautiful move out of that corner. Set up this square off. Of course, Ricky knew Voss was going to cover the inside, dove back to the inside, and that was the end of that.
Meanwhile, Chad Reed, number 22 on board the Yamaha, is out in front. Ricky Carmichael in hot pursuit. What sweet revenge it would be for Carmichael to come back and beat Chad Reed cleanly to the podium and to the checkered flag. But as it stands right now, the battle may go to Reed, but the war will go to Carmichael.
Yeah, I think Carmichael would like to get up there and prove that he can run Chad's pace. Just jump right up in there and close the gap, finish right on his rear wheel. But I don't know if he wants to pass him. If I was Ricky, I wouldn't want to pass him because you never know what's going to come back. Chad and Ricky got together last week. Ricky ended up on the ground. He can't afford anything like that tonight, or he'll run out of the title.
So Chad Reed continues to lead this 20-lap affair. Ricky Carmichael comfortably in 2nd. And I think right now, David, he is fighting a demon within. The demon that says, I am not going to take 2nd to this guy for the 6th week in a row. But also the fact that he would really like to win the title.
Well, what's getting interesting is last week he was in a bit of a sandwich between Chad Reed and Chad's teammate, Tim Ferry, number 15.
who is in third now and starting to close on Carmichael. So he's in a Yamaha sandwich right now, and he better pin it. He better try to stay with Chad Reed out front. Here comes Carmichael over the triple. Chad looking back there going, man, I don't want to see that number 4 back there. That means I don't get a title.
As we saw in the 125, anything can happen right now, and Tim Ferry has moved into a very touchy situation as Carmichael comes through. It is Ferry and Voss, Yamaha teammates, coming through.
So that last lap, Chad Reed a 55.6, Carmichael a 55.2, shaves off around about a half a second and pulls away from Tim Ferry. So the fastest guy of the top 3 right now, that past lap, and maybe from here on out for a few laps, is Carmichael. Doesn't need to win it, Todd. If I was Ricky, I would say, forget it. I don't need to win. Just be nice to reel in Chad Reed.
There he is, number 22, your leader, Chad Reed. He has won 5 weeks in a row. He picked up the whole shot and the $1,500 that goes along with it. His second whole shot of the season and a perfect time to do it.
Look how close Carmichael is. Flirting with the edge of that loop section. When you run that close to the edge of the track and make a mistake, you don't have anywhere to go. Carmichael giving it all he's got through that corner to slungshot out of there. He's riding as hard as he can right now. He's not holding back on, oh, I'll just take a second. He's trying to get a close second and send a message to Chad Reed going, you know, you might have got these 6 races, but I got a title and I got your speed. Wait till next week.
Chad Reed has already won the THQ World Supercross GP by virtue of going over to Europe and racing the first 2 races. Ricky Carmichael right now poised to win the AMA Supercross Series title, and as David pointed out, a lot of money on the line, but I still think in the mind of number 4, Ricky Carmichael, he hates to take second, especially to Chad Reed.
Beautiful, the way he's jumping into that corner. He jumps off that last jump, lands up in the berm, sitting down with his leg already out, ready for the corner. He is chopping off time of Chad Reed.
We'll step aside from Las Vegas when we come back. More of the 250 main from Sam Boyd Stadium. Welcome back to Las Vegas as our leader in the 250 main is Chad Reed. Well, we talked about team riding. Timmy Ferry last week got into a bit of a skirmish with Ricky Carmichael, and I don't know if this is payback in the form of Ernesto Fonseca, but a Honda rider coming. Look at the back end of Fonseca dancing around, trying to get past the 4-stroke of Timmy Ferry, number 15, Ernesto Fonseca, the Honda rider, number 24.
Yeah, there he goes. Tim Ferry knew it, too. That was a beautiful move by Fonseca. And he may have a little bit of an advantage on this racetrack. Tim Ferry riding the big 4-stroke, a touch heavier, although those things have become so much more competitive than they were years ago. The first win by a 4-stroke ever was Doug Henry right here in Las Vegas back in 1997. And they've gotten a lot better since then, but I still think the 2-stroke is just a little bit more nimble on this tight track, and Fonseca is putting that to use right now.
Ernesto Fonseca now living in California, originally from Costa Rica. Timmy Ferry behind him trying to close the gap. And amazingly enough, as we look at number 22, Chad Reed, for the last 5 weeks, the podium, David, has been identical. It has been Reed, Carmichael, and Fonseca. And the reason for that is there's been so much attrition this year on the 250 Tour. Riders have been going down. A lot of talented riders like Pastrana we are not seeing.
Well, Chad Reed right here tripling his way into the corner before the big triple. Lapping Isaiah Johnson right there. Chad, every time Ricky comes in and gets a little bit faster lap like he did this past one by 1/10 of a second, Chad goes out, then gets it back again. So these guys just riding all out, trying to prove to each other who's got the speed heading into next weekend's outdoor races. Chad doing all he can, really. He's won the last 6 races. And he's pretty much let Ricky know, hey, I got your speed now, and if it weren't for a couple of those rookie mistakes early in the season, title could have been mine. Looks like he's going to have to wait till next year now, but 04 is going to be good, Todd.
Larry Ward and Josh Demuth. Ward, number 10 on the Honda. Demuth on the Yamaha, number 43. This is the battle for 5th place right now. Everyone trying to move up just a little bit, and we don't take much of a break because as soon as this weekend's over, they start gearing up for the outdoor season.
Really surprised those guys were able to get around Nick Way. Just an off night for Nick Way. I know he's been battling the cold. He hasn't been really healthy, able to have his routine during the week, so his fitness is a problem. But you know, I thought he was getting a little bit better. He must not be really agreeing with the racetrack here and not riding his best.
Number 43 on the Yamaha, that is Josh Demuth, the two-time Arena Cross champion. A little smaller format. The lap times were around 20 seconds, so he's not really out of his element here, just a quicker race. And Chad Reed, coming into this event, his plan for victory, get a whole shot and just do 20 good laps.
Now here's what happened in this. Now that they're starting to catch up to the back markers, with sometimes referred to as lappers, which isn't very nice, but they're getting lapped. Okay, Chad Reed's lap times went from, 54s to 57. So it's this is where Chad can have a problem trying to get around the lap riders, especially if he catches up to somebody on a Honda that wants to do anything weird out there. And Ricky may be able to close that gap a little bit.
Ricky right now having a battle of his own, getting past number 110 at Yamaha rider Hoffmaster. Carmichael, number 4, trying to maintain touch with Chad Reed. But remember, if Ricky stays in this position and Chad Reed wins, as much as it'll sting, Carmichael will still walk away with the number 1 plate and the title for this year.
Chad's so steady through that whoop section. You just don't see his back end swapping around like some of the other guys. Fonseca coming through there, the back end was all over the place. Ricky struggles a little bit there towards the end. And, the thing about those whoop sections is you've got to go in there with a lot of speed, just attack them. As soon as you try to be a little bit careful or cautious through there, it doesn't work. So you hit another 1.5 feet of bump right there, and I don't care how good your suspension is, it's just tougher to do.
When we return to Las Vegas, Nevada, the conclusion of the 250 main from Sam Boyd Stadium.
Right. Now, anything's possible.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, as our leader in the 250 main is Chad Reed. We'll take a look at the Honda stopwatch there. You see the interval between the 2 laps. It is kind of settled right now. Ricky Carmichael was gaining for a while, and I have a feeling the folks at Yamaha were putting out the pit board. Don't rest just yet, Speedy Reedy. Get on the gas, because Carmichael's coming. And Ricky, to his credit, has been riding a superb race. I think early on, David, he thought, you know what, I'm going to try to track him down, and now he's thinking, I need to ride safe.
Well, he doesn't have any pressure from 3rd place. Fonseca is so far behind Ricky right now that Ricky could actually dump it somewhere and get up and still hold on to 2nd. And he only needs to get 5th. So it would take a major mistake by Carmichael as Chad Reed continues to just hit every line. His balance is what I really like. Chad Reed's balance and his style. And he does things and just makes it look so much fun. He's all the way up over that plateau. Feet on the pegs through that corner. Up over the triple and just back that back end up into the corner again. Stays right on the top of those whoop sections, and that's where a lot of people think that, Chad Reed has been able to do the most damage to Carmichael, is getting through those whoop sections better. It helps that he's a little bit taller, but I think they have their suspension set up possibly a little bit more dialed into that sections, and Ricky really struggled there, and that's where I think the momentum shifted, and Ricky lost an advantage, and man, Chad really took advantage of it. This guy is very clever, and I expect to see a lot of him in the future.
Well, Chad Reed, one thing I love about the kid, he says, I'm not a rider, I'm a racer. And he's all about racing, and he loves competition. But when the day's over, he almost as soon pick up a set of golf clubs and go out there and swing a little bit. But make no mistake about it, this kid loves to race, and he will give you every ounce out on the racetrack. Ricky Carmichael, the same kind of rider, and that's why he's had the success he's had. Right now, though, it's almost like it's a little bit of a shakeup. We've seen a great run by guys like Jeremy McGrath, but I think it's starting to show how this sport is evolving and exploding, and so many talent riders are coming on board. There's only room for one at the top, and Ricky, who's occupied that for the last 2 years, is now starting to feel the heat and the pressure of other great riders coming up.
Well, these guys, they both work so hard, and, it really shows. Of course, there's an absence of quite a few riders that got hurt. But, it seems like they practice not necessarily the hardest. There's a lot of riders out there that work hard, but they're doing the right things all during the week. They both have, seems like, the most determination to stay committed to their goals. And it's impressive that Chad was able to get up there and put a stop to Ricky's winning. It took Ricky a long time to get up in there and put a stop to the winning that McGrath enjoyed for nearly a decade. So Chad is very smart, his trainer. And I don't know, I think he's been able to get in Chad's head a little bit and teach him some things about winning and how to inflict a little bit of pain into your competitors. He's also worked with Lance Armstrong for 4 of these Tour de France wins. So Jeff a big asset in Chad Reed's corner, and he's also helped Ricky Carmichael a little bit in the past. So Ricky knows that as well, and it's a mental game really between these two now. They both can ride fast, but it's having the rest of their deal all dialed in on the night.
This is the 250 main event from Sanborn Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Todd Harris along with David Bailey and Cameron Steele. And I'll tell you what, Chad Reed will, it looks like, win this battle. Carmichael's going to win the war and pick up another #1 plate. Last year in the outdoor season, as we come down to the final moments of this race, Ricky did not lose a single race. Do you think he can do that again this year with the emergence of rookie Chad Reed?
Well, Ricky's pretty dominant outdoors, and I can say that it's not going to be as easy, but I wouldn't have thought he could do it last year either. I mean, Chad Reed has jumped all the way into that corner, all over all those whoops. He's going up on the last lap. He didn't need to do that. He's full of confidence, and with 6 wins in a row, boy, this guy is going to be pretty tough outdoors.
So Chad Reed is on the white flag lap. This is it, the final lap of the final race of this unbelievable Supercross season, number 22. And that was a classy move. The boys from Honda were clapping, saying, well done, Chad, as he celebrates yet another victory, an amazing streak. Ricky Carmichael, however, has the points to take the title, so both men have reason to celebrate tonight.
You know, I really thought that all the fireworks and all the action was going to happen in this 250 race, but it turned out to be a little bit of a yawner where all the crazy things were happening in the 125 class. With Supercross, you just never know. You can set it up, but sometimes it'll just completely go the other way. Chad Reed jumping his way through the whoops. He can afford to just cruise through there this time. You can see all the way back there, Carmichael just now entering the corner.
Well, take off your lens cap, folks. Your winner in the 250 main event, number 22, Chad Reed, and what an amazing streak for that young man. But the winner of the 2000 season will be number 4, RC Ricky Carmichael. He wins the title by 7 points, his 3rd title in a row.
And here he comes riding up to Chad Reed.
And that is a sight to behold. They all congratulate one another. Mike Gosler comes in there, Jeff Stanton. There is a lot of talent in there and a lot of phenomenal riders. But tonight, Ricky Carmichael will celebrate his 3rd Supercross title in a row. For Chad Reed, I have a feeling one of these days a #1 will be on his plate. But for congratulations to the Team Honda riders and the entire staff. When we return to Las Vegas, we'll have official results from the 250 main. Plus, we'll talk with our winner after this short break. For the AMA Supercross Series and the THQ World Supercross GP. As we take a look at our Honda main results, Chad Reed is your winner in the 250 main, followed by Ricky Carmichael, Ernesto Fonseca, Tim Ferry, and Nick Wade rounding out the top 5. Let's send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, Chad Reed already crowned the THQ World Supercross World Champion of Supercross. Coming in, you had a 10-point deficit you wanted to make up on Ricky Carmichael. Do you wish, winning tonight, that there was 2 more races, 1 more race to go in the season?
You know, Cameron, you know, you can wish for a lot of things, but I think you can wish in one end and, you know what, out the other. But, you know, it was a great weekend for me. I had, you know, since Daytona, I definitely pulled my season together. And, you know, I'm happy for that. I'm going to carry this momentum into outdoors and you know, try and get on a roll there. You know, to beat Ricky outdoors would mean a lot to me. And, you know, I think that would definitely, you know, be one more step on my behalf to, you know, prove it for me.
Great job. I want to ask you one last thing. You and Ricky now, can you guys be on speaking terms? Is there a wave in the parking lot? You guys seem to have been pretty good together, even at the press conference and everything. You guys still friends?
Yeah, you know, saying we're friends, I wouldn't go that far because, you know, we're 2 completely different people, and we aim and we train hard at what we do, and we want the same thing. And when you have 2 people that want the same thing, they don't normally get on. But, you know, we definitely respect each other, and that's all we can do is, you know, put a great show on for the crowd.
Well, thanks for putting on an awesome show this season and the end of the year.
Yeah, thanks, Cameron. I want to thank everybody that was watching Supercross, and it's a shame that it's the last round. I love Supercross a lot, and we'll be back next year.
All right, thank you, Cameron. As we take a look at the Honda Series standings one last time, Ricky Carmichael, your winner of the 250 AMA Supercross Series title. Chad Reed will take second, Fonseca third, and then Nick